Welcome to this complete guide to rod and reel fishing on Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, all things rod and reel fishing. We've got some questions that need to be answered. One, how does it all work? How does the actual rod and reel fishing operate? I'm on console, I'm on PlayStation. I got early access. I'm very, very fortunate. I know that, and I can't thank Giants enough for hooking me up with that, which is pretty cool. A bit of a kind of test subject, I think, at the moment. That all being said, so I'm on console, so it may differ slightly because I don't know whether you can change the key bindings and stuff like that on PC, but it's trickier. Let's just say that than I thought it was going to be. So, how does it work? Where do we get our fishing rod from? Where can we actually fish? On this map, we are on Kinlake. Look at the view behind us. It's a wonderful day. Yeah, where can we actually fish? Does the placement of where you fish dictate the size of fish you can get? Because there are different sizes of fish. Can you fish on other maps? Can you only fish on Giants maps? Can you fish on other maps? I've also got another couple of things up my sleeve to try. We're going to get the sports boat. Take that out, maybe have a go at fishing off of that, fish off the beach. We're going to try a few different things and see how this all works. If you're not interested in rod and reel fishing, I'm not sure why you've clicked on this. If you are, let's have a look. So, I've got a few things set up already. Added in with the Highlands expansion, we've got this, which is new. This is a little fishing lake. You can't control the size of this. I wasn't sure how that was going to work. If we go into our build mode, and we go to in this section, so your factory section, we go out to aquaculture. Down there for 12 grand we've got this. When you go to place one, it really needs to be flat if possible, but it's that shape. There's no customization option. It comes like that. Now interestingly, I just thought it would be a lake you could fish in, but when we come over to this, if we click on it, we can put young trout into this and we can get larger trout. So it kind of works a little bit like the larger offshore ones. This doesn't do salmon, it just does trout. So you've got a little trout pond. It's not very big, but you can. So you can put your fish food in and you'll get them out. Now I've put fish food in, but I haven't put any young trout in yet, because the first thing I want to try is, can you fish in this without there technically being any fish in it? Which would be a curiosity. So the rod itself, where do we find it? If we come into our vehicles section, tools, equipment, down here we've got a new category that says fishing rods. What's curious about that is there is only one, and there's no option to change that, customize or anything like that. We just buy it for 150. If you are on Kinlake, you get it already, but if you're on another map and you haven't got it, that's where you'll find it. Go down to there, because this DLC it's not just the map. The DLC is the DLC. So all the cool equipment, machinery, buildings, all the stuff that comes with it, including the rod and reel fishing, that is transferable over if you've got the DLC installed and enabled onto other maps. So once you've got it, we use our tool, so switching our hand tool, so up, past my torch, there's our fishing rod. What we'll do, let's get the sun behind us so we can see a little bit better. There you go, that's a little bit better. Now casting, we have to be careful. I'll come to this end. So to cast, it says cast fishing rod, top left, press circle. The longer you hold circle for, the bar will go up, the further it will cast. When I first tried this, I cast right across the river onto the other bank. So we go right like that. There you go. So that's a long cast out. You can just about see the float bobbing. Bottom it says wait, and then you're waiting. Up top left it says hook fish, circle. And this is as straightforward as it needs to be, but I'm more curious about where we can fish. But you notice as well, it's allowed me to throw this in. That's going to go in a second now. Fish hook. Now I've got to use circle to keep that in line if I can with that. But the problem is with the circle button, the buttons, it's not an analog thing. If it was on, that will get a little bit bigger. So the fish is changing depth apparently, and you're trying to keep your hook with the fish. But the problem is, as soon as you let go of it, it's not a gradual thing. If this had been on one of the sticks, we're going to catch it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We're so nearly there. There you go. We've caught a trout. Do I want to release the fish or sell it for 100? So if you're starting out and you've got no money, all you need is a fishing rod. Go off, find some water, catch some fish, build up a bit of money. You can do that. I'm going to release it back in, but the point I'm making with this is we don't have any fish in here yet, and it's allowed me to fish in here. So yeah, what I was saying was it would have been easier, I'll say easier or better, if you could use one of the sticks. Then you've got a more sensitive control, because my circle button is on or off. I can press it and keep my finger on it, and it will raise the hook up. But as soon as you let go, it plummets, and you've got it's a tricky thing to try and get sorted. Anyway, let's release it. Let's put the rod away. So I was just trying to highlight the fact that yeah, if you have put a lake in, you don't actually need any fish in it to fish in it, which means that this little fishing lake, I suppose this is a sort of bit of a double triple whammy thing, you can just use this as an onshore, but again only trout, not salmon, so we can get larger trout without having to go to the expense, or I say hassle if you want to call it that, of doing the offshore fisheries. Now again, this is rod and reel fishing. This is not a guide to fisheries. There will be a separate guide to fisheries, because of what I've got behind me here is there's one in the town in Kinlake, but I've placed one of these. Again, if we come into build mode, under aquaculture, you'll find there the young fish breeding. So I've placed one here at the farm. I've brought fish food over to it. Fish food can be purchased from the main menu here, or you can produce it. There's a fish food production factory, so you can produce your own fish food if you want to. But again, this is not about the fisheries. My concern was, if I threw the rod into there and it said there were no fish, I would have to put some young stock in for it to work. As it turned out, I didn't need to, so don't have to worry about that. Next question. Can you fish in a rice field? It's got water in it. That worked. So wouldn't that work? So let's test that. No, we don't need to do a long cast this time. Short cast. See what it says? No fish in these waters. So you will get a message. If there's an area or a place, it's not going to let you sit there for ages and there's no fish. If you can't fish there, it will tell you can't fish there. So the concept of kind of avoiding that and placing a big old one of these, at least with this you can put it whatever size you want and kind of shape you want as well, I suppose. So you can't do it in a rice field. There we go. We know that. Let's go to a few different locations around this map. And then I've got tracked Can-Am. I love this. Look, we've got a chainsaw holder in here as well, and oh, it's beautiful. And if you notice a seat on the back as well, passenger support. But I'm assuming Can-Am have insisted, because normally you can just pick and choose what you wear. It automatically puts a helmet and goggles on you. So I'm going to head down to a river. We'll check out a river. We might go to a slightly bigger river. Then we're going to go down and fish off of maybe the harbour. We'll try fishing off of the beach. And then we'll get the fishing boat and try that. And then we're going to try some other maps and see how that pans out. So I'll see you down there. I have already done a map tour. If you haven't seen the map tour, that's out already. So if you want to check out the map tour. And then I will be doing a guide to the fisheries. How that all works, including the fish food factory. Once you've got your young stock, once you've got your older stock, prices, all that kind of stuff. We'll do a bit of a deep dive into the fisheries side of things. So just along here we have got a smaller river. Mind the speed bumps just here. So we could potentially fish off the bridge, but that's very, very narrow. There's not a lot of water there, so bear with me. We'll go down to a slightly bigger river and we'll try down there, and then yeah, a few more locations, and let's see what we can do. And will the prices vary on the fish? I know some of the images we were shown a little while ago from Giants showed different prices, but I don't know if you can only get the bigger fish offshore, you know, in the... This might be a little bit better. No, it won't. That's the railway. I could try fishing on the railway. I don't suppose that's going to work. Yeah, so I'm making an assumption that in the smaller rivers you're going to get smaller fish. Bigger rivers and the open water you're going to get bigger stuff, but that may not necessarily be true. There is also the potential of I don't know again if it's rivers or the sea as well, of you not catching a fish. You can pull up trash as well, so we'll see if we get any of that while we're doing this. Oh, this will work here. I like the fact you can just fish anywhere. I think that's very, very cool. So I say this one as well, we're not going to need to go too far with this. That'll do. We can see our float, not that it matters. I'm looking at the weight thing. I'm not sure how I feel. I think it might be a set amount of time it takes for that to gradually start to bulge before it goes. I think if that was randomised as well, that might be a bit not necessarily interesting. We can move our rod, and if we're done, if we decide we don't want to carry on, we can go R1 and reset cast if we want to, which will reel it back in again and we can go again if you haven't put it in the place you want it to be. If you want to go a bit more realistic, I haven't fished since I was a kid. Taking a long time here. Well, that's interesting because it's allowing me to, but I suppose like real fishing, potentially there just aren't any fish. Oh, we got a nibble. You can see it. Look. Right. If I don't keep that at least at some point, I'm going to lose the fish. So it's so difficult because it goes up gradually, and you can't go gradual with the circle. The bar does get a little bit bigger the longer you're on it for. A mighty trout. Again, 100. Okay, let's sell this one. There you go, bit of money in the old skyrocket. So I'm going to see you down now. We'll go to a bigger river, and then we'll try down at the on the beach. We'll try that, and then where else can we try? Oh yeah, we'll go and get the fishing boat. I'll show you how to get the fishing boat, the sports boat, and we can give that a go. So we're on a slightly larger, wider stretch of water here, just under the viaduct. I'll have said that wrong, won't I? So we were up at the little tributary up here. Yeah, just here. So we're at the bigger section of river here. Like I say, again, I don't know because it's. I guess it's going to be fairly random. Let's see if we can do a longer cast. There we go. It's interesting because I was watching the weight thing at the bottom the first couple of times, and I wasn't. It's almost worth not catching a fish the first couple of times, or whenever you do it. It's watching the float and watching the ripples around it. The detail on that when a fish is biting or nibbling around the float is incredible. Is that float actually moving? Right, so there you go. Didn't catch a fish. I was watching, and you can see the ripple, and you can see it. Let's see if we get another one. I've got to watch the weight thing and not the water. I keep watching the water. Oh, it's fighting. It's fighting. Come on. No, 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 no. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. You can see the water going as well. There you go. So, we didn't catch a fish. We've caught an old buoy, depends where you're from. Try again. So then again, it proves the point that you're not always going to catch a fish. You might sometimes catch something else. So, slightly larger. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try. I'll do this bit off camera, and we'll see. I'll try again and see if I can get something that's worth more than 100. Just curious to see, because it's a bigger river, it'll be worth more. Then we'll head down to the beach. Okay, we're at the craggy shoreline. That previous location, I put the rod in 3 more times and I got junk out every single time. So we got a little boat here. So we got a little rocky shoreline, but we are on the shore, which is rather nice. I'm interested to see actually with the sports boat whether we can just bring that up along shore. Anyway, should we try out here? We'll do a long cast out here as well, which might be quite cool. So let's get the rod out. Do a big old cast. Bit further out. See if we can catch something else other than I got that buoy and tires. 3 tires I got. Oh, it's just so tricky. Sometimes I seem to get it just right, and you can get it to fall at just the right pace. It's just going to take a bit of practice knowing just how much to let go of that circle button. It's just so, like I say, it's on or off. There's no, come on, we've got to be almost there. Come on, let's catch something decent. 100 again, a massive trout. Let's release it back. I'll try one more time, see if I can get something bigger, and then we'll get in the boat. Actually, we'll see if we can do it off. I don't see any reason why we can't do it for the harbour hall. I don't think it matters where you're doing it, as long as there's water, and I guess as long as the water's been coded, allowed to be fished in. But what's interesting about that is, I'm going to show you something in a little while. If you go onto a modded map, obviously there's got to be something in the base game coding that allows it, because modders won't have had access to be able to do anything with this yet. So that's what I said when all this information came out. It's not about the map, it's not about Kinlake, it's about the rod. It's about the rod and the dynamics that have been coded into the game to allow this to work. I think it's why we've had the recent updates and stuff as well, because it had been done into the base game coding. So one more cast, nice long one, and I'll see in a minute if we get something decent. So we are down at the harbour. Alistair is over there, if you didn't see the blog on the new NPC, the Salty Sea Dog, Deep Sea Explorer, Expedition Captain. He's done it all. But I'm just like I say, I'm just curious to see. Again, no reason why not, I suppose. And then we'll get the sports boat and we'll give that a go. There's nothing to say you shouldn't be able to do it off of the other boat as well. Whoa, that's a long way down, but pretty cool. Yeah, I did the second one where we were just a minute ago, and I got another one of those buoys. I know that's going to irritate people. We would say boy, but come on now. Come on. Don't give me more junk. Oh, a gigantic salmon! 400! So there we go. It just goes to show. I mean, that's not to say that you won't get something for 400 in one of the rivers. I haven't yet. And I was curious to see whether you would only be able to get them. That's going to be a case of hours and hours and hours and hours. And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just showing you the guide. The whole point about this is it's supposed to be something a bit more relaxing. I'm going to release it back. Let's put that away. Cool, I'm happy with that. Look at the setting as well, though. Is it... Oh, I mean, come on. I'm going to keep saying it. This map is phenomenal. Phenomenal. So, we're going to head over there. And we're going to buy ourselves a sports boat. We're going to whiz out on the sports boat, give that a go. And then, like I say, different map, different couple of maps. We'll try that and see how that is. In essence, you know, the actual fishing side of it is this. The guide to is the extra bits and bobs. I'm trying to go through my head thinking, what questions are people likely to ask? What things are people going to want to know regarding rod and reel fishing? So I'm trying to... It was the things to do with where you could fish. My brain immediately went to the rice paddy thing. But obviously the fishing lake, interesting to know, don't you? But fishing, yeah. So we'll see. So again with this, some extra bits and bobs thrown in for your delectation. If we come to here, down at the harbour, past the fishing market, so we come over a little bit further, we've got this icon. This is the boat shop. So we can buy our cargo vessel here, then we can buy the sport boats. So 55 grand. Now again, there's no option to change the colour of this. And again, there's nothing to say. I can't fish off of the cargo vessel. Like I say, it seems to be, it's the rod, not where you're fishing from, that will allow you to. Let's buy the sport boat. Yes, please. And that's where you'll find it, just there. Now you can tab to it because that's a little bit further away. I was kind of hoping when these spawned it would like spawn on a jetty or something like that. Jump into that might be a little bit tricky. Actually, I wonder, can I jump in the water and then climb to it? Just curious. Oh yeah, we can enter the vehicle. There we go. Now, something I guess other people might ask is, can you go third person with the fishing rod? You can't. So let's start the engines. Look at the front lift up. It takes a little while to get going, and manoeuvring at low speed, as you can see, it's really not turning. We need to get a bit of power. That power needs to be in there, so it's not just about rudders, we need to get some oomph. And I say, it is pretty manoeuvrable when you're at speed. But this, again, this is one of those things I never thought I would ever see. It's one of those things that, you know, since Alien Jim did his little ferry on Spectacle Island, you kind of think, oh, wouldn't it be cool if... Right. Are we reversing the props? Reverse, 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 reverse. Right, engine off. Right. Oh, we can try it. I don't think it's going to let me. Yeah, it won't. Well, we are moving around all over the gaff. That's weird. Considering this is the boat we're supposed to be able to use, what is moving? Is it the boat? That's better. Right. Let's try again here. Turn the map off. Don't know why I did that. Like I say, what we pull up, we'll pull up. It doesn't really matter at this point. I just wanted to see it, and I wanted to have a go in the sports boat as well, which is pretty cool. And then we're going to go on to other maps and see what the dealio is. Come on, we've got to be almost there. £100 one, there we go. Obviously depends what you're set on as well. So, let's tell that. And there you go. We can, in various different locations. I mean, it hasn't really answered the question, do you only get the bigger size ones? I have, at the moment, only got a bigger size one off of the harbour wall. That's not to say you won't get bigger size ones on the smaller streams and stuff. I did seem to get... There are obviously... I say obviously, again, it could be completely random. But there are probably going to be locations where, like I say, where I was earlier, all I got was rubbish out of there. I didn't get a single fish. So you might find... It could be almost like real fishing, that the more time you spend doing it, you will find locations on the map where you'll get better stuff. And you can keep those locations to yourself. You might do multiplayer and have a fishing competition. I'm assuming there's no reason why it wouldn't work in multiplayer. Anyway, we're off to another map. I'll see you in a minute. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on Riverbend Springs. I'm on the single seat Can-Am this time. Again, like I say, just to prove the point that, you know, it all transfers over. I don't have the fishing rod yet. And I suddenly thought, I came up and thought, oh, I need to check something that I think everyone was expecting to be, and it's not. If we come to the map here, this section in the middle here, which had like this old abandoned, disused facility, maybe I need to go around to the other side. I don't know. It's the assumption was that when Highlands fishing came out, it was a fishery. It looked like a fishery. And I suddenly thought, oh, I was going to go on Hootan Pantai and show you the fishing, that it works. But there is a track, isn't there? It shows a track. I don't think it would actually take us there, but let's go and have a look. I'm just curious. There's no option to buy the land. I think that was just the assumption that was made, unless it comes in a different update. I suppose technically... yeah, Game and Fish come Federal Aid Project. There's no option to open the gates at all. Yeah, I guess I'm playing on technically a pre-release version. It's on console though, so it's come through Sony. But potentially there could be an update. There could be another. There could be multiple updates between me getting this and when it comes out on Tuesday. But yeah, this was kind of a. there was an assumption that this was a fishery. These were hatcheries. So rather than the offshore thing, it would be all done in here. But it doesn't look like it. Oh, that's a pity. Anyway, while we're down this way, I guess we can... Oh, water's just here, look. So I don't have the rod yet, but if we come into our menu here, and we've still got our fishing rods category, click on that, buy our fishing rod. There you go, and it should be no different at all. Don't know where the... Oh yeah, I can just about see a little dot out there. It should work. Oh, we got movement, we got movement. Boom! My advice would be, from what I've found so far, when you hit circle to hook the fish, providing you hook it in enough time and you actually do hook the fish, keep your finger on circle. More often than not always, but more often than not, the fish has been up quite high at the surface because it's obviously come up to get the bait. If you hit circle straight away, you're kind of up there with it straight off and you're not chasing it. There you go, we've got a trout for 100. So, we're on Riverbend Springs, not Kinlake, not the Highlands fishing expansion map, and we can still fish, rod and reel fish, which is really cool. So, the thing's going to be now, let's put the reel away. I'm really surprised by that. I genuinely believed in my very soul that would be a thing. Anyway, not to worry. So, let's try a modded map and see. I don't see why it wouldn't. If it is genuinely the DLC, the rod, not necessarily the map that dictates it, it should work on a modded map. Let's jump over and have a look. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm on Saxlingham Farm Estate by Farm Sim Briscoe. I'm in the third of the new Can-Ams, so this is the covered one. I've got a big old back on this for all the fish I'm going to catch. Might catch, maybe. We'll see. I'm hoping I'm taking the right turning. I might not have done. Tell me if I'm imagining this. No, I've played a lot of hours on this game, and I can honestly say I've never noticed this before. I noticed it when I was doing my Kinlake map tour, driving the new Skoda. It seems that the camera seems to be attached to the character's head now, because when I stop, you get this. You notice the movement of the camera. The camera, it made me feel quite nauseous. There's this, just a little you can see when we go back and do that, that the camera's shifting. I don't know if you can tell that. It was quite disconcerting. I felt like I was falling over. It was a weird thing, and I did it just now. Got in this, drove out the yard at the shop, broke to come out onto the road, and it felt like everything was tipping. I haven't noticed that before. Is that part of the expansion? No, I mean, I've played a lot. I would have thought I would have noticed that, but I hadn't done. It's only just at the very end. I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe I'm genuinely just about to pass out. I don't know. Anyway, so Saxlingham. And like I say, this is a modded map. There's no reason to suggest or think it wouldn't work on any other modded map either. I just picked this one because of its sheer beauty. And I know it's got a rivers. So, should we give it a go? Same thing as I did on Riverbend Springs. I guess we could do it up on the little bridge bit here, couldn't we? Maybe. Don't know. We'll see. Whoa! No, we can't. Let's do it at the riverbank here. There we go. I'm still going to need to buy my rod because I don't have one on here. So there's my fishing rod. Let's purchase that. Watch it not work. Oh, no, hang on. We've got it says wait. So there we go. Giants maps. It would appear modded maps. I can't make the statement and say all modded maps. But why wouldn't it? It's working on this modded map, so why would it not work? Oh, hang on. And I didn't follow my own advice and keep my finger on circle. Come on, try and stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Come on. Hey, we caught a trout. So there we go. I'm still really smarting over the Riverbend Springs thing. So I think I mentioned that multiple times when I was doing that, about how it was really cool. And when they announced Highlands fishing, I thought, it's got to be, hasn't it? Because there's a blank bit of land that's not been used. That was, why put it all in? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not. Let's release it. Back into the wild. So, there we have it. Rod and reel fishing, a guide to... I think I've covered everything. I don't think there's anything I've missed. So I could say a complete guide to, showing the various different facets of rod and reel fishing from the Highlands fishing expansion / edition. If you've gone for the whole, you've bought the whole game copy all in one go. I hope you found all of this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.